Good morning and welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British Business campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. In the wake of the COVID-19 crisis, governments and businesses are gearing up for massive infrastructure developments. As a key lever of stimulating the economy and creating new business opportunities, investment in infrastructure projects is set to skyrocket. The UK alone is preparing to invest £640 billion in roads, railways and housing over the next 5 years, while the global forecast is a whopping $50 trillion. But the million-dollar question is, who is going to build all that new infrastructure? Industry and construction are facing an immense skills shortage that's only getting worse. So what does it take to be a winner in the neck-and-neck race for talent? That's what we're going to discuss today with our guest from Granger Rees, Richard Milsom, the founder and managing partner. Good morning, Richard. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, as a recruiter, how would you describe this shortage of skills?
The skill shortage in the industries in which we work, which include real estate, natural resources, infrastructure and manufacturing, is absolutely huge across the globe. There is a need for hundreds of thousands of people to join these industries in the coming years, and the problem isn't going to go away. The industries need to think in a different way to the way they're going to attract talent in the future. They need to look at aligned industries. They need to embrace automation. They need to embrace technology. So it's a big issue that needs to be addressed.
So if there is so much investment in these industries, why is there a shortage of people? It seems to be contrary to basic business logic.
The industries have just not been attractive. Mining industry, construction industry have just not been attractive to graduates over the last 20 or 30 years. Those graduates have decided to join accounting or law firms. And it's a real shame because these are the industries that make a real difference and impact on people's lives. They do pay very, very well. And it's just an ongoing issue. The gender diversity issue within these industries is very extreme. I think it's only 15% representation on average across all the industries that we work. So if we could address that issue to begin with, that would make a difference. And as you mentioned before, billions is going to be invested into these industries. So the problem's not going to go away.
Is that because you think a talent is not high enough on the C-level agenda?
No, it's the opposite, actually. The boards of the companies for which we work recognise their people businesses. So talent and seeking talent is very high on their agenda. If you look at the annual reports of these companies, you'll find that talent and people is very much near the front, and very much part of their strategy is to attract the best talent and retain it.
So what can businesses do to alleviate the shortage of skills in the short term, the medium term, and also the long term?
In the very short term, they need to seek to attract the best talent they can from within the industries they already work, become the employer of choice. They need to be more flexible in their approach for their workforce. They need to enable the mums to come back to work. In the medium term, they need to be braver. They need to base what they need from their employees to be on competence, not experience. And this will enable them to look into other industries to find aligned talent. And then in the long term, they need to do two things. They need to seek to attract the talent of the future. They need to go into the schools and speak to the school children and make them see the benefits of the industry. And they need to embrace technology and automation and make sure their industries become more efficient through the use of these.
You specialise in the recruitment of executives, probably one of the scarcest resources. So how do you help businesses find them?
Our extensive networks and deep knowledge of the industries that we work enable us to truly understand our clients, their values and their culture, to be able to attract the best talent for them per position. So we begin the process by taking a detailed brief. Once the detailed brief is complete, we begin a research process. Those candidates that we believe are suitable for a position are met with and interviewed. We competency-based interview candidates, and that arrives us at a point where we then shortlist. After we've presented our shortlist, we arrange interviews and manage the interview process on behalf of our clients. This hopefully leads to a position where a client wants to make an offer to a successful candidate. This is a very important part of our process. It's very important for our customers to make the right offer to attract the candidate, so we work hard with them to enable this. Once the candidate's accepted the offer, we need to onboard the candidate. This is a tricky part of our process on the basis that the organisations within the industries we work are short of skill. Current employers work very hard to keep candidates that seek to leave. But if you can get past this process, the candidate then starts. We go back and check 3 months later, everything's okay. Any issues or queries the candidate has about the role in regards to what they were told the role would be, we work with the client to iron those out. Once all of that's completed, we survey our work. We use an independent company to do a client experience review with our customers, and this will derive us at our NPS score. Granger Reese's NPS score is currently plus 61, which is high, which I'm very proud of. And it's come about, as I've said before, the knowledge and experience we have at Granger Reese is of 30 individuals that work together to enable our customers to get the best service. And as we're a growing business, this knowledge is only going to increase in the future.
A thoroughly comprehensive approach. But beyond recruitment, what else can a business do to fulfil its future skills needs?
Businesses need intelligence and information to make decisions about what they're going to do. So at Granger Reese, we offer market intelligence reports to our customers. These can include remuneration surveys. We could talent map an industry or other client organisations on behalf of our clients so they understand what their competition looks like. We may carry out reviews of markets or areas they wish to work. Armed with this information, they can then position themselves to attract the best people.
Now, we've touched on values earlier. Have you ever come across an executive who's been offered a £200,000 or £300,000 a year job who's turned it down because the values of the company don't align with their own?
No, not many people do turn down a £200,000, £300,000 a year job. But in the industries that we work, a candidate of that nature probably has got choice of more than one offer at any one time. And candidates are spending a lot more time trying to understand future employers' values and culture. So it's very important that employers have embraced the bigger issues around the climate change, the gender diversity, mental health at work. If an organisation is not seen to be addressing these, it's a negative thing. If an oil and gas company hasn't got a green agenda and isn't seeking to become a renewable company in the future, it's a problem. Money is not the only driver anymore when a person decides which role they're going to go to.
You have a huge amount of experience. What would be the top 3 tips that you would give to businesses dealing with a skills shortage?
Number 1, make sure you know your people, make sure they're the right people, and then retain them and develop them. If you can stop the churn of leavers in your business, then you need to recruit less people externally. Number 2, be braver. Seek to identify people from aligned industries that you're going to need their skills in the future. So an example would be construction is suggesting that off-site manufacturing will be its future. So the construction industry should probably be looking into the manufacturing industry for talent today to be prepared for what's going to happen tomorrow. And number 3, promote your business to the future of your business, which is schools and school children, and go into those schools and make them aware of the benefits of being part of our industry. And finally, embrace technology, embrace automation, and use those to make your businesses more efficient so you need less people in the future to what you have today.
Richard, thank you. It's been fascinating. Thank you for coming in to talk to us.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.